Yeah, what's up, folks? I'm just waiting for more people to join. Okay, five people. I'm gonna wait till we're around, minimum of 10. Minimum of 10 people. Okay, and until then, okay. What the hell? I'm just gonna start. What's up, folks? How's it going? Okay, we got a couple questions already. What's good, Frank? It's Victor from the Jedi Mind Trick Live. Blessings all ball as well. How's it going? What's up, boss man? I'm doing well, thank you. Is there a ritual to completely ban someone to be able to affect your aura? Not going to talk about that today. Um, no comment. So, here's what we're going to cover today. First of all, I don't know if you watched the video that I posted today, much earlier, okay? But I highly, highly recommend that you join the meditation program that I um recently started, okay? So, the first classes of that meditation program are going to be on, or the first class is going to start, um, or rather, sorry, the first class is going to take place, and the new program is going to start this Sunday. Yeah. So I highly recommend that you all join this meditation program because um, you definitely don't want to miss out on it. Okay, you're going to learn amazing things there that you're just not going to learn anywhere else. Man, what's going on with my eyes? All right. So that's the first thing that I got to tell you. Sign up for that meditation program. You're gonna miss. Otherwise, you're gonna miss out on an opportunity to access the full power of your own mind. Okay. You've been lied to, my friends. You have been lied to. You have been stolen. I mean, you have been robbed of, you have been robbed of an awesome power that you have potentially. Yeah. A potential power that you have, which could bring you and bless you with all the things that you would want. Okay. It's an awesome power that lives within you. The capacity of your unconscious mind. And when you harness that, you have access to not just 5%, which is what normal people have, not just 5% of your energy, but more like, I mean, depending on how far you develop it. I don't think there's anyone at 100%. But even if you just double that or triple that, you will be a different person and you will live life differently. I guarantee you. I've seen it time and time again. Anyone who learns to access more of their unconscious mind becomes a totally different person, and totally different in what sense? Totally different in the sense that they're capable of new things that they weren't before. This includes psychic powers, such as remote viewing, such as divination, such as being able to communicate with sources of information that you usually don't have access to. On top of that, it includes um, a way of being that gives gives you uh, gives you a way of solving problems that are not accessible outside of uh, outside of yourself. Okay, so you are in a constant battle. There's actually only one battle in this life, which is the battle that you're going through within your own mind. You are constantly battling the forces within your own mind. That's why I believe that The Art of War is one of the best books ever written. Why? Because it teaches the art of war. What war? You exist in a war, the war inside of your own mind. Your mind exists in the realm of ideas. And the realm of ideas consists of an infinite spectrum of different states of being, states of consciousness. What do I mean by that? You could, if you take a piece of art, you look at a piece of art, and you have 6 people look at it, there are 7 pieces of art now. Why? There's the actual real piece of art, and there are 6 separate perceptions. You know? So the representation of the piece of art is individual to every single individual, and they're all tuned into a certain state of consciousness, a certain state of mind, you see. And that state of mind, as you dwell on it, as it becomes a habitual pattern of perceiving the world, brings a reality from the realm of imagination into the physical realm. You have created your life in all its details. You have created your circumstances in all its details. The only problem is that you don't know how to change what you're creating. And this is why you're in conflict, because there are different states of being, different thoughts, different perceptions that are competing with each other within your own mind. Do you understand that? So you will consciously want one thing, but throughout the day, you're constantly in this battle with thoughts and ideas that are not in alignment with what it is that you want. Now, most people are so used to their mind being out of control that they don't even they just take it as normal. All these weird states of consciousness, all these weird thoughts that they don't want to think, all these bad feelings that they don't want to feel. They just take them for granted. They don't know that it could be any different. And then they usually they numb themselves in some way or another, right? Like all kinds of substances, like food addiction. Like sugar is nothing but a drug that people use to numb themselves against the negative emotions, the valleys of emotional states that they're going through. And they don't want to feel it, so they give themselves a sugar high that they can exist a little bit longer without feeling the full impact of their underlying depression. Yeah. Now, all of that is the result, and if you if you think this is um, a pretty bad state of things, you're right. And this is all the result of the lack of people's knowledge of self, a lack of knowledge of how to control the mind. You know, how to control it. You're not supposed to be the bitch of your own mind. You're supposed to make your mind your bitch because the mind then creates the circumstances. It attracts the things that you want. Remember, you are not the mind. You're not the body. The mind and the body are tools. The mind is tuned into, it exists in another realm, which precedes the physical. What you dwell on, what you hold on to, eventually becomes your physical reality. So it begins by dwelling and focusing on the things that you want on a constant basis. And as you do that, you create an imprint on your unconscious mind so that it actually becomes real. It becomes a physical reality. This is probably the biggest value that you will get out of meditation. Now, I'm not saying that everybody teaches that. Okay, I'm not saying that you're going to get that value from anyone who teaches meditation, but I can guarantee you that you're going to get that benefit from learning meditation with me and from me. This is literally the key to change your life. Yeah. There's only one battle, my friend. There's only one source of happiness. There's only one source of misery. There's only one source of fulfillment. And there's only one source of pleasure, your own mind, and how it operates and what it focuses on. Let me tell you a secret. How do you, on a daily basis, like in a day-to-day activities, how do you stay in a good state of consciousness? Meaning, how do you stay aligned with the state of being that you actually want to manifest? You just constantly think about the benefits that you will receive. You constantly think about the great beneficial things that are going to be a byproduct of this new state that you're moving towards, that you're living towards. You know, and you need to control it. You need to take charge of it, and you need to direct it. And meditation is going to teach you exactly that. Teach you exactly that. I heard that there is a special time in the day to meditate, 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. Well, there's not just one time. I mean, essentially, what they're saying. It depends on what tradition you follow. It depends on what monastery you're in. It depends on all kinds of different things. But generally speaking, morning and night time. Some people like to meditate before the sun up, before the sun rises. There are benefits to like sun gazing and sunbathing, or basically meditating as the sun rises. Are these things necessary? No. Are they? Listen, all of these things are like. I don't know about your life, but I'm not a monk. Okay, I got other shit to do. So a lot of things that a monk can do, and to a monk, his spiritual practice is the most important thing in his life. Meaning, it's everything centers around that. Oh, sorry, like the center is the spiritual practice, and everything revolves around that. That's not the case for most people, and you don't need to do any of that if you want to reap the rewards of meditation. You know, just follow what I teach. Get on the meditation program and learn how to meditate. By the way, we're going to start on Sunday, and I have to make that post here on the meditation group. Ooh, yeah, meditation, meditazione. All right. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it more beneficial to sunbathe naked? Yeah, but the more skin is covered by sunshine, the better. More skin's covered by sunshine, the better, for sure. Jesus. Jeez. Been meditating trying to reach out to Clonic after 30 minutes plus the sigil became blurred. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, my friend. I don't know. What am I going to tell you here? You know, This is like I don't know. I really don't know what that means. I wasn't there. So, I was not there. Jeez. Okay. Um, the meditation is not primarily a practice that we use to contact spirits, even though that could be part of it or a byproduct of it. But what we're doing mainly is we're doing it to access deeper levels within ourselves. Here's a tip that I have for you guys. Okay, focus less on communicating with entities. Focus more on exploring your own mind and developing your own abilities. You see what I mean? Generally speaking, here's what's up, man. I was I was talking to an older guy today. I had a full hour call with a veteran in the game of business, buying and selling companies. He's like he's um he's like 20 years older than me. Okay, and he's doing things at a completely different level. All right, much higher level than me in business. Okay, so and we were talking about what it takes to go through shit, or how much shit you have to go through in order to get what it is that you want. And then it occurred to me, you don't have what you want yet because you haven't gone through enough shit yet. It's that simple. Whatever you want in this world, you gotta overcome the resistance to it coming to you. You gotta. It's inflow equals outflow. You gotta put in what you want out. You cannot. You get exactly out of it what you put in there. You see. So if you're not where you are at, if you're not getting what you want, it's simple. You haven't gone through enough pain to acquire it. Okay, you haven't gone through enough pain and overcoming resistance in order to have it. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, all of you are trying to communicate with spirits. All of you are trying to have clear communications with them, and it doesn't work for you. Well, it's simple. You haven't done enough practice yet. You haven't explored your own mind yet. You want a shortcut. You think you can skip that by just looking at a sigil and calling the name of the spirit. It's going to appear. That's not how it works. You're not going to be able to communicate with it unless you explore your own mind first. And the reason why you don't explore your own mind is, let's be honest, you're not comfortable with what's lurking there. You're afraid to look into your own soul. That is the fucking truth. There's no other reason why you're avoiding that work. The inner work is the only work that matters and exists. All of you guys want to call up a spirit. You want to command a demon. You want to command a demon. Listen, I said you have to earn whatever it is that you want. Why the fuck would a demon listen to you, if I may ask? Huh? Why? Why would a fucking demon listen to you? Why? What do you have that makes you worthy of commanding a spirit like that? You can't even look at yourself. You can't even look into your own darkness. You can't even look into your own shortcomings, your own bad memories, your own past traumas. You can't even deal with those. So, what in the world makes you think that a demon's going to listen to you? It's as within, so without. Whatever you want to command in the outside world, you have to conquer within yourself first. How are you going to conquer yourself if you don't look within? And if you're honest, man, this is kind of like a joke. It's kind of like a joke. People think this is fun. It's like funny, you know. Oh yeah, let's call a demon up. Joey, who's who's been sheltered his entire life, you know, still living in his mom's basement or some shit, never having fended for himself his entire life, never had to make shit happen for himself, never stood on his own 2 feet. You fucking kidding me? And you're telling me you're gonna command a demon? Can't even command your own fucking life. Seriously. Let's be honest. You know, I'm not bullshitting you. But this is the problem. This is the problem with this mindset. You need to learn how to explore your own mind. You need to learn how to control it. And as you do that, you will gain more control over the outside world. But ironically, no matter what you know, no matter what you have, no matter what you do, none of that's going to work unless you control yourself. The more you have your mind under control, the more you are the commander of your mind, the more you're going to be able to command spirits. Question. Let's say there's a sports team, okay? Olympic runners, right? And somebody wants to lead that team, but that person that wants to lead the team is not even capable of coordinating their walk. Okay, they're constantly fall down. They're like crawling. They're like when they walk, they're like super slow, completely uncoordinated. You know, tripping over. Like when they want to move their leg, all of a sudden their arm moves, and then you know, zero control, constantly slapping themselves. Right? Do you think the the pro athletes, the pro Olympic runners, like would follow that person? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Or imagine you walk into a room full of millionaires, and you can't even pay your bills, right? And now imagine the homeless guy giving those millionaires um, tips on how to invest their money and what to do with it, right? So the millionaires talk about this deal, that deal, and like, yeah, I should buy some oil stocks, blah blah blah. And the homeless guy walks into that room, sits down, and tells them, "Listen, you guys, you have to do what I tell you to do. Why? Because I am me. And I think I can command you and have the authority to say anything." That's exactly the point. Authority. Authority in this world has to be earned. Understand this. And not just in this world, in the spirit world, even more so. And you earn the authority over the spirit by controlling yourself, having command over your own mind. That's the very beginning. That is the very beginning. So ask yourself, like, be honest with yourself. I'm not here to bullshit you. Be honest with yourself. To what extent have you control over your mind? To what extent do you do the things that you want to do? To what extent do you overcome resistance? To what extent are you capable of withstanding adversity? To what extent is your will an unstoppable force that doesn't stop? And once you decide to do something, it happens. When is that going on? When is that happening? And that is what I'm saying. Your aura hardens as you take control of your own mind. And the stability and how hard your aura is, that's a real currency in the spirit world because that allows you to command things. Understand, most people spiritually have no solidity. You can see that in their mind. You can experience that when you're around them. Their energy is all over the place. They have no control. They hear something, boom, their mind goes there. They read something, their mind goes there. They watch a video, their mind goes there. Like it's completely uncontrolled. It's all over the fucking place. A strong magician with an iron will. They don't waver. They focus. They control themselves. Even if their mind goes somewhere else, they bring it back. Boom. Bring it back. Boom. It goes in. Bring it back. It goes into what Susie said when you. Oh, you're It goes into what your mommy did when you were like 5 years old. You bring it back. You're afraid what that person said the other day. You bring it back. Your mind goes into, oh, poor me. The world is so bad. Blah blah. You bring it back and focus it. Whatever it is that you want. That is how you live your life. There is no timeouts. From the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep, you control your mind. There is there's no other way to live. If you understood how crucial it is to control your mind and what power your state of mind has over reality, you would take this more serious than anything else. All of you girls so concerned with your makeup and how you look. You take meticulous care of your fucking makeup. You stand in front of a fucking mirror 85 times a day, checking your makeup, checking your hair, checking your clothes if everything's still there. But not for one fucking minute you check your state of consciousness. Is that under control? Or am I a neurotic, crazy ass bitch? You see? This is what you ought to check. All of you guys trying to see if you're buff. Trying to see if you're buff. How many fucking times do you check your social media if there's a new like? How many fucking times do you scroll through your feed nonsensically, not doing anything? And how many times do you check your mind? You see, completely out of whack. So don't get me started on that shit. Don't get me started on that shit. This is serious. Let's quit all the bullshit, all this fluff talk, all this fucking fake ass bullshit that's not going to change anything about your life. Like I'm pissed off for you. I'm pissed off for you. Like how long have you been learning? How long have you been trying to do this shit? How long? And I'm pissed off for you because you still can't do it. Why? Because you can't control your mind. That is the reason. Why can't you control your mind? Because you don't understand the effort that it takes and you're not willing to put in the effort. That is it. The universe gives you exactly what you earn. Inflow equals outflow. So whatever it is that you want, you got to put up the energy to receive it. You got to overcome the resistance to receive it. You are in a battle within your own mind. The resistance that you have to overcome, you can feel it in your body for real. And as you overcome that, as you take control, you occupy the territory in your mind. The battlefield is your body and your mind. You understand? The battlefield of this world is your mind. There are forces out there that want to occupy your mind. Like what are people interested in? What are the powers that be interested in? It's your mind, your mental capacity. They harness your energy. It's attention that's being focused. They're magicians at a very, very high level. They control the mind. And as you control the mind of people, you control where the energy flows. And when you control where the energy flows en masse, that is going to manifest. Do you understand what it means to own media companies? Do you understand what it means to own social media platforms? Do you understand what it means to own streaming platforms? That is real power. Do you understand what it means to own virtual reality companies? And knowing that these things are all used against you 24/7, that should make you mad. That should make you pissed off. I'm like, not you. I'm pissed off for you. I'm pissed off for you. Your battery, your mind is being used against you. You're feeding other people and their agendas. When in reality, you could use that for yourself. Power has to be earned, and power only respects power. The universe is power. That is it. That's it. Power only respects power. And what you frequently see is your frequency. So my friend, I ask you, do you own the territory of your own mind, or has it been occupied by another force? If it has been occupied by another force, you either surrender and stay a slave, or you start a rebellion. You start a rebellion in your own mind by fighting the occupation and claiming more and more and more of that territory. It's going to be hard to fight off the intruder. It's going to be hard to fight off the the forces that occupy you. But you have no choice. You have no choice. What else are you going to do? You either live as a slave or you take charge. Me personally, I'd rather die than be a slave. You better take charge of your mind. This is the territory that you have to conquer. There's nothing more important than that. Nothing more important than that. Why? Because everything is the result of that. You can only take control over your circumstances when you are in control of your own mind. Now, do you even own your mind? Most likely not. If you're one of the 99% of the people out there, you don't even own your own mind. What the fuck else are you going to own? I have a car. Right. You own a car. Good for you. Your car is really clean. What the fuck does it look like inside of your own mind? If I left you in a room closed, solitary confinement, what would happen to you? I tell you what would happen to me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. To me, it literally does not matter if I'm in solitary confinement, if I'm out doing my shit, if I'm at home by myself, if I'm talking to a girl, if I'm picking up some chicks, if I'm like doing this and that and the other. It literally does not matter. Why? Because I take charge. And if I want, I can stand in the busiest street, surrounded by people. I could just sit there and experience a beautiful, calm, peaceful forest. You know, with some little chipmunks and some sunshine. You know, warming my face, hearing the birds. I'm completely in control over my reality, my internal experience, completely. I can use my imagination to create a scenery that overlaps, that is stronger than the physical input that I get. And that is what a magician needs to do. You're not a magician if you can't do that. So I control my mind. And I could be in solitary confinement. Take me to hell. I don't care. Put me in hell. I will experience heaven. Why? Because I own my mind. It's mine. You could have whatever you want. You could have all the riches in the world. If you don't control your mind, you're a slave to somebody else. So, how many sessions and how long do you recommend meditation at the minimum every day, if I may ask? 2 sessions, morning and night. Morning and night. That's a good beginning. Okay, guys. I think I went long enough. The message has been transferred. So sign up for that. Sign up for meditation. The first class is going to take place this Saturday at 3 p.m. PST. Sign up for that. Sign up through that link that I just posted in the chat. So I'm going to stay here for 5 more minutes answering questions, or let's say 6.5 more minutes. So I'm going to wrap it up after 45 minutes. So let me know your questions, guys. Do you have any questions? It has. Yep. It has what? It has. So I'm going to be here for 6.5 more minutes. Now it's 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
A client came in asking for a true ball. He did not.
Jesus. All right. After you sign up, you're going to be contacted through email within 24 minutes, 24 hours, and you're going to be added to a Facebook group, and all informations, links, and everything else is going to be posted there. There are also going to be replays, of course, if you can make it in person. You have access to the replays. The structure of the classes is going to be a lecture on a specific topic. Then we're going to do a practical meditation. We're going to go through all of that, and then we're going to do a Q&A. Altogether, the classes are going to be around 90 minutes, and they're going to start around 3 p.m. PST. Now, if a lot of people want to do it at a different time, um, I'm definitely open to change the time around. I'm flexible when it comes to that. However, not too flexible, since we're going to take, you know, time zone differences and all that stuff into account, right? So 3 p.m. PST would actually be ideal for me. Maybe even a little bit earlier. That could work as well. This was powerful. It was. Is it counterproductive to self-talk during meditation? Yes, completely misses the misses the point of meditation. Would you say it's possible to have such a powerful mind to where if one was being tortured, they could literally mentally conjure a blissful, peaceful environment to experience what being tortured? 100%, absolutely. I do that all the time. I test my body in all kinds of different situations, and I change my experience around 100%. I'm reading this book by Mantak Chia. He teaches you how to take the negative energy in your organs and turn it into energy you can use. Mhm. Good. You should make this the reason why you're alive, to strengthen your mind. You see what I mean? You have the problem is that people choose pleasure as their reason to live. They use pleasure as their motivator. If you use pleasure as your motivator, the body takes charge. The body is not intelligent. The body is simply an animal. And if you let the the search for pleasure take over, you will have horrible results, and it's not going to be satisfying. It's going to be sugar highs, and it's gonna scratch it's gonna yeah it's gonna scratch an itch, but it's not gonna bring you fulfillment. The way to live fulfilling is to live for the strength of your mind, meaning you seek out situations where you can strengthen the power of your mind, and that's the sole purpose of it. You get up in the morning, you take a cold shower so that you can prove or not prove. So you have an opportunity to overcome the instincts with the power of your mind. You go to the gym so that you have the opportunity to overcome your instincts through the power of your mind. You do hard things every single fucking day so that you have the opportunity to strengthen your mind and let it overcome the animal instincts. This is how you develop a strong spirit and a hard aura. This is how you develop a soul that is forged in the battles of the 3D world, that can withstand the dissolvement or the dissolving of your physical body and can remain conscious after your physical body dies. This is how you do it. You strengthen the mind over the body. You're not here to experience pleasure. Pleasure is fine if it comes as a byproduct. I would take mastery over pleasure any day. And that is the right way to live. And this is the only way to live. And this is the only way to achieve beyond average results. You got to live for mastery instead of for pleasure. Instead, you should be disgusted by people that live for pleasure. Disgusted, degenerates. Why? Because if you don't listen, there are only two paths in this world. There's either up or down. There's no like staying the same. So if you don't constantly put effort into moving up, 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 by default, you're going to degenerate. Now look at society. Society is about pleasure. There are no values anymore. There's no sense of sacrifice. Nobody wants to sacrifice. Nobody wants to have duty anymore. Nobody wants to have values anymore. Nobody wants to have honor anymore. And what is happening to society is going to fucking hell. You can see it from the body that people have, all the way to the way they talk, all the way to like what I'm saying here, what I'm talking about here, like is exceptional these days. A couple of decades ago, this was normal. Honor, dignity, probably your parents, even, if you had good parents. If you had good parents, they thought like that. My father definitely thought like that. My father sacrificed everything for his family. He had to. That was duty. He had that duty to do it. That's a good man. That's a good man. Your grandfather, like, how did he live? Research that. There was no pleasure involved. Okay, there wasn't even a thought of pleasure. People these days are pussies, completely without a value system that helps them navigate the world. Fuck pleasure. You don't need pleasure. What you need is a mission, and you need an understanding that an ounce of power over yourself is better than 10 hours of pleasure, of whoring around and sugar and all that shit. Is it beneficial meditating with music, sounds, and frequencies on earphones, or is it better to relax when and have nothing on flow? What you're using is crutches. You want music, you want sounds, you want frequencies, you want earphones. What you're using is crutches, essentially. That's it. Anything that you're dependent on at one point is going to weaken you. Don't be dependent on things. Don't be dependent on things. So what are you going to do if the music's not there and you never learned how to meditate without music? It's insane how weak people have become, man. Like, people are just really weak. Domesticated animal. You know what I hope for? Sometimes I wish that this fucking civilization just collapses and everything goes to like ground zero, and then the truth will prevail. Truth will prevail, and everything that is real will withstand the test of time and the test of circumstances. Everything that is a lie and is just degenerate bullshit is going to disappear. And at one point, I think it has to come to this point. I think it has to come to this point. For sure. A reset. Is this development you're speaking of is what the Egyptians called nuos? No. 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 Okay, guys. So, once again, I'm going to post the link here again. Boom. Sign up for that meditation program if you want to change and if you want to take charge of your mind. Okay. I hope you got something out of this. Talk to you soon. Peace.